I need that chair, buddy. Some 3/8
Who
hose here.
talking to?
Talking to the camera, kid. Well, I don't think that was good. She runs. Chopper time. Sorry it's been a while since I've uploaded anything. I was traveling for work and I had some other stuff going on. But good news, I got the fuel line all plumbed and I got most of the oil lines ran. I just have to run one more oil line from the oil pump back to the tank. I'm gonna go over everything real detailed once everything is plumbed. And I got oil filter put on and I got a couple quarts of oil to dump in the tank, prime the oil system, new exhaust gaskets, and I'm gonna try to get this bitch started tonight. It's about 9:45 right now, kind of late. So we'll see what the day or the night brings. I know I did a lot of this stuff off camera as far as plumbing goes, but like I said, I'm gonna go over it in a lot of detail. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this last oil line ran. Again, it's from the oil pump return back to the oil tank. I moved everything around, the lighting's all fucked up in here. So I'm gonna try to get this as good of a camera angle as I can. Ooh. So down here's the oil pump. This is the line going to the filter. The line coming from the tanks right here. That one's already ran. And then there's a barb fitting up here that you can't really see. It's behind this cover. That's gonna go from here up to the oil tank. So I'm gonna put some 3/8 hose on it and then route it the same way I routed the incoming line up to the oil tank. Are you fucking kidding me? This hose isn't fucking long enough. Chopper's up. Got the exhaust done, got some oil, got the oil lines plumbed, fuel lines plumbed. We're gonna start this bitch. And just in case, I got some starting fluid. Alright, we got some fuel in the filter. Alright, let's see what we can make happen here. Well, I don't think that was good. Try that again. Well, something's working. I think the throttle position screw is set a little too tight. But it's firing, so that's good. Idle adjustment screw, that's the one. Alright. So yeah, idle adjustment screw was the issue. It was too high, so it was like at fucking almost full throttle. Tilted it back a little bit, and she started right up. I'd say that's a good sign. Yep, for sure need more oil on that. Alright, so I just ended the real quick live stream. This thing actually started up pretty fast in both time spent doing it and revs when it started. The idle screw was set way too high. That was a mistake on my part. I forgot to back it out when I rebuilt the carb. That's fixed now. Idles nicely. I still have some fine tuning to do. I'm probably going to get a hold of the guys over at Rawhide and just fine tune the ignition timing a little bit, because now it's starting to backfire a little bit, but not a big deal. That is a great success. The pipes actually fit, which is surprising. Again, there's a little bit of a fitment issue down here at the back. That's because this hardtail is a little bit wider than the original frame. I'm probably going to end up pulling these pipes off and wrapping them because it's really close to the oil tank there. So I'm going to go over a few things real quick as far as the plumbing on this thing goes and the electronic timing. Mechanical timing is a whole other beast. I did that when I rebuilt the engine in the cam chest, lined up all the timing marks and all that stuff. If you need a refresher on that, go back to the Evo engine rebuild video. I go over all the timing marks on that. But as far as electrical timing goes, all I did, now this may or may not be the correct way, but it worked. There is a big, I want to say maybe 1/4 inch Allen up in here between the two jugs on the actual case. Take that off, spun the back wheel until you get to your timing marks. The timing marks vary on what engine you have. This one was a dot preceded by a dash. So I went off the dot per this engine's instructions, and I pretty much just put this thing directly at the 3 o'clock. Again, I'm going to call Rawhide and talk to them and make sure everything's correct. The fuel lines, this tank has a bung on both sides. I originally was going to run both sides into a Y and then down into a filter in a petcock and then to the fuel inlet on the carb. I switched, just went to one side. It was just, there was too much going on up here, so I just wanted to clean up a little bit. But that's real straightforward. It's just 1/4 inch fuel line coming out of the tank into a petcock. Actually, no, I'll just show you. Alright, so we got a 90 coming out of the tank into a petcock here, which I'm actually going to go ahead and turn off. That's just an inline petcock, nothing fancy. And then it goes down around to the other side here to a fuel filter in there, just another inline fuel filter, and then it goes down into the actual carb inlet. And then the oil lines. I had some trouble finding exactly how to do this, but it's actually really straightforward. This one came with 2 threaded holes on top, so I did one as the return and one as the vent. So the vent is just going straight from that back nipple all the way to the vent on the case over here, right there. This is all 3/8 line. And then the returns coming from this one all the way down the backbone, under the bike, up under here. And then there is a, on the fuel, or the oil pump, you can't really see, but there is a return line. And then the same routing for this one on the bottom. This is the oil feed going down the backbone under the bike into the oil feed on the oil pump. Alright, so there's the return line, and then you can't see it, it's kind of hidden back here, but up under here is the feed line. But yeah, that's all she wrote. Again, sorry for the delay. I was in California for a couple days for work. I had some other shit going on. I was painting a couple custom decks. I'll put in some pictures in here if you want to check them out. Painted a couple custom decks for people that were actually paying for them, so I kind of bumped all that to the head of the line because I don't like people waiting on stuff that they're, you know, they paid their good money for. So next up is going to be getting the fender and seat reinstalled because I was having fitment issues, but I got a longer chain so it should fit better now. And then once that's done, this thing should be ready to ride. Oh, I got to fix the brake too. This is having some fitment issues down here with this, but that's going to be a real easy fix. Thanks for checking the video out. Hopefully you check out the live stream. Tried to do it on YouTube, wouldn't let me, so I had to verify my account, and it takes 24 hours. So I should have thought of that ahead of time, but whatever. Chopper's running. Big milestone right there.